David Cameron and Barack Obama have come under criticism this week after being caught taking a selfie picture of themselves at Nelson Mandela's memorial service. Disco Dave, Obama and the Danish Prime Minister Helle Thorning-Schmidt decided it was the absolute opportune moment to take the picture of themselves grinning away while the 95-year-old anti-apartheid campaigner was laid to rest. Actually, if you look closely, it looks like Mr. Cameron has invaded the picture of Mr. Obama and the Danish Prime Minister. Well, I guess after Parliament refused to listen to your plans for invading Syria, I guess you had to walk into something. And if that wasn't enough for the gaffe-prone Prime Minister, he's now been told off for publicly supporting Nigella Lawson in her trial for fraud. Not even a month after people were warned to stop commenting about court cases on Twitter for fear of prejudice in the trial, Judge Robin Johnson has told the jury to ignore Mr. Cameron's comments, which were supportive of Mrs. Lawson. So everyone's told to stop discussing criminal trials, and who of all people goes and fucks it up? None other than our glorious leader. In the wake of the hacking trial, it has emerged this week that the Queen has become disgruntled at police officers in Buckingham Palace for apparently helping themselves to servings of nuts. A memo from palace staff was intercepted telling officers to keep their sticky fingers out of the bowls of nuts that Her Majesty kept around her London home. She even went as far as marking the levels of the bowls of nuts in an attempt to quell the problem. Looks like even the Queen is feeling the pinch of Mr. Osborne's austerity cuts. Internet giant Google has tried to brush off a lawsuit brought on by a group of British internet users who were concerned that their privacy was being invaded by the company. When threatened with litigation in regards to collecting a large amount of personal data without permission, Google merely tried claiming that as an American-based business, the lawsuit should be filed in the state of California, where they were based and not in the UK. Well, by that logic, it's okay to break the law just as long as you're in another country doing it. Well, I guess Ian Watkins can't be tried for his crimes of abusing Lost Profits fans through his travels in America then. Batten down the hatches, because self-proclaimed voice of a generation and super diva, Kanye West has recently stormed off a stage during one of his shows in Florida. The rapper walked off after 3 songs, complaining about the lights being turned on and his microphone not emitting a deep voice effect, before returning and launching into a tirade comparing himself with Steve Jobs, Thomas Edison, the Wright brothers and even Nelson Mandela. He also wasn't very happy about the big screen behind him projecting his image in colour as opposed to monochrome. Voice of a generation indeed, the guy speaks more bullshit than all of the world leaders combined. Andre Villas-Boas has been sacked with immediate effect from his position as Tottenham manager following a humiliating 5-0 defeat to Liverpool at White Hart Lane. After a series of disappointing defeats, home and away, in addition to a lacklustre goal tally, AVB's dismissal probably won't come as a surprise following a result that saw Liverpool's Luis Suarez increase his goal-scoring record to a number higher than Tottenham's entire league goals this season alone. And this news is probably more of a blow to the competing teams than it is to Tottenham themselves. I mean, who would be complaining about a manager whose team has let in so many goals and yet scored so few?
Well, so far this month we've had a bit of sunshine, a lot of clouds, and a bit of rain, and a lot of wind as well. So my suggestion to those waiting for a white Christmas, book a trip to Greenland.
Thank you for watching the News Roundup.